everyone. Let me start that way. Trust we had a great day and trust our weekend has been going well. So today we'll be looking at working capital management, the second part of it. The third part, let me put it this way, the third part. The last class we looked at the aspects that dealt with working capital management itself, where we looked at the working capital cycle. So how organizations invest their funds in either materials, raw materials, in order to produce goods and also offer services to customers, and also how they try to recoup those money they used in those goods, those raw materials. That's basically the working capital cycle. So if you missed the last class, probably I'll be sharing the last class that was missed. I had a recording. Probably when we were, my voice was breaking and the like. But let's see how it goes. Probably maybe you can hear properly from the video. So today we'll be looking at the inventory. Not for this, working capital itself has to do with our current assets less all our current liability. And one of the current assets we have in an organization for this chapter is to examine approaches to managing inventory efficiently. Please, can we still see my screen?
Yeah, sure.
All
Yes.
right. I think the purpose of this chapter is to examine approaches to managing inventory efficiently. The two most important approaches are the EOQ model and the just-in-time approach. What is the meaning of the EOQ model? That's the economic order quantity model. So basically, these are the two approaches organizations use to manage their inventory effectively. So in order for organizations to keep the accurate or appropriate level of inventory, they make use of either the EOQ model or the just-in-time approach. Now, what is the EOQ model? From a simple or layman perspective, just know that the EOQ model is saying that what is the exact quantity an organization ought to order for a particular time? What is the exact quantity that we ought to order at a particular time in order to minimize cost? So the essence of the EOQ model is to minimize cost, the cost of ordering inventory. For instance, now let's assume now there's an illustration I've been using in previous classes. We are an organization that is into the production of sewing machine. Now, in order for us to manufacture those sewing machines, we need raw material. We need iron, wood for the body part of those sewing machine. Now, what is the exact quantity of material we need in order for us to make those sewing machines? What do we do that? We use the EOQ model, order quantity model, to be able to the exact level of inventory we need for those same machines we want to make. Now, I have an explanation of that. For example, if a company needs a total of someone who's that okay. So, like I was saying, for if a company needs a total of 12,000 units each year, then they could decide to order 1,000 units delivered 12 times in a year. Exactly. This is what EOQ is saying. So it depends on how the organization feels they want to order a particular quantity of inventory they need. Because now an organization needs 12,000 units of inventory of a particular goods to be delivered. Now the organization decides to order these 12,000 units of products 12 times in a year. They can decide to order the first 1,000 quantity in January. They can decide to order the next 1,000 in February until it completes what we call 12,000 units. That is simply what EOQ is saying. The ordering of a particular fixity of inventory at a particular time. That is exactly what EOQ tries to address. Alternatively, they could also order 6,000 units to be delivered 2 times a year. You see, instead of choosing this ordering method of maybe ordering what do we call it, this inventory 12 times in a year, the organization on the other hand can decide to order these 12,000 units 2 times, just 2 times. How? They can decide to order the first quantity of the 12,000 in batches of 6,000 for the first order. They can decide to do the second 6,000 in another period, and this will make up 12,000. This depends on what works best for each organization. But this is one idea I want you guys to hold at the back of your minds. The higher the order, the quantity being ordered, are we We see together, the higher the quantity being ordered, the lower the ordering cost. Please, we get that statement I made. The higher the quantity being ordered, the lower the ordering cost. What do I mean? For instance, now 12,000 units. If company A decides to order their own 12,000 units, 12 times, that means ordering it 1,000, 1,000 each period. They will spend more money on ordering cost, on ordering that goods. Yes or yes?
Yes.
They will spend more. Yes, thank you, because they are ordering this 12,000 units. 12, they will think like they are ordering the first part of the 12,000 units once, that's 6,000. Ordering the other portion of the 12,000 another period. So the ordering cost will be lower for orders that are made in high saying. Please, you can read up the pack to get more insights on what EOQ is all about. Now, in EOQ, of course, every organization will always incur certain
Give me that. Give me
costs. They
that.
will always incur certain costs. And some of those costs will be
I'm on my
incurred
gas
whenever
finish, I beg.
inventory. Can you tell me, Ola, or you were saying something?
No, don't worry, don't worry. I get it now, sir.
Whenever
I'm with
inventory
you.
are being ordered, all right, all right. So whenever inventory are being ordered in an organization, usually three major costs to be incurred. One of those costs is the purchase cost. Of course, whenever you want to buy an inventory, for instance, we want to buy the body parts for those machine we want to manufacture. Of course, we will always pay for the purchase cost, the purchase of those raw materials. That is one cost that will always be incurred whenever inventory are being ordered. Another cost that will be incurred is what we call the reorder cost. Whenever, for instance, now we ordered, maybe for instance, we ordered 1,000 units of those raw materials we use for the sewing machines. And those 1,000 units are almost exhausted. As an organization, what we need to do is to reorder new quantity of those raw material. Now we will incur what we call the reorder cost. And finally, we also have every tendency of incurring a cost we call the inventory holding cost. So whenever inventory are being purchased or whenever inventory ordered, there will always be what we call inventory holding cost, because you will always try to store those inventory you've brought in or you've ordered in. And of course, you incur what we call holding cost. In what way? For instance, you ordered now, you need to get what we call a store to keep those inventory stored by what we're calling inventory holding costs. So basically, those are some of the major costs that will be incurred in an inventory ordering system. Now, look at the explanation here. Purchase cost. This is the cost of actually purchasing the goods over a year. The total cost will remain constant regardless of how we decide to have the items delivered, and is therefore irrelevant to our decision. I guess I've explained this earlier. Reorder cost. This is the cost of actually placing orders. Can you see? Whenever an order is placed, you incur what we call the reorder cost. It includes such as the administrative time included in placing an order and the delivery cost charged for each order. If there is a fixed amount payable on each order, then higher order quantities will result in fewer orders needed over a year, and therefore a lower total reorder cost over a year. That is for the reorder cost. Now, for the inventory holding cost, this is the cost of holding items in inventory. It includes costs such as warehousing space, and insurance, and also the interest cost of money tied up in inventory. Can you see? Whenever you purchase goods from inventory and those inventory are kept in stock, money is being tied up, and that money itself is an inventory holding cost, because it's the organization. Instead of those money being used in doing some other things within the organization, those money are tied up in form of inventory, and as such, that's the cost to the organization. Higher order quantities will result in higher average inventory levels in the warehouse, and therefore higher inventory holding cost over a year. Now, minimizing cost. Of course, the aim of every organization is to minimize cost, because they want to make profit. And if you are not minimizing cost, you will not make profit. One of the approach to finding the economic order is to calculate the cost per unit of various other quantities and identify the other quantity that gives the minimum total cost. Can you see? This is the main reason why we use the economic order quantity model. The essence is for us to be able to choose which of the other quantities we can make at the minimal cost. We want to minimize the cost of ordering a particular quantity of goods. And that is the essence of the EOQ model. Please, do you have any question from what we've touched so far? Is there any
This
question?
this minimizing cost, please come again. Sorry.
Right. Minimizing costs, we are saying that every organization intends to make profit, right? That
Yes.
is the goal and objective of every firm. As such, you must try to minimize cost. That is it. Because if you don't minimize your cost, you won't make profit. If you are just spending money anyhow, you can't make profit. And how do we do this? Tied up in form of goods. And now the company will eventually make loss. What EOQ is saying that we are trying to order the best quantity, the quantity that we need at a particular point in time. And as such, we
Okay.
are trying to minimize cost. We are trying to choose the best possible quantity that is cost effective. Let me use that word. That is cost effective. Please, is it
Okay.
clear?
The other to get we are trying to identify the other quantity that gives the minimal total cost.
Yes. Exactly. Thank you. For instance, now an organization can decide to say, okay, we want to order 5,000 quantity of this particular goods. We want to order 10,000 quantity of that same particular goods. Now, how do we know which of this quantity of goods within between the 5,000 and the 10,000? How will we know which one is more cost effective? The one that won't lead us to incurring more costs. We use EOQ to do that. Do you get? So that is what minimizing cost is talking about. Is it clear?
Right. Right. Yes.
All right, so there are certain formulas. All right, thank you. So there are certain formulas we need to know when it comes to inventory or the EOQ model. So one of it is what we call the numbers of orders. Of course, whenever you want to make an order, you must have decided on, an organization must have decided on the total numbers of orders they want to make. You will not just say that you want to make 200,000 orders of a particular material. No, without making plans. You must have budgeted and made your plans. And so that's where this formula comes in, numbers of orders. And how do we derive our numbers of orders? It is our annual demand, that's the yearly demand, divided by the order quantity. I repeat, it is our annual demand divided by the order quantity. That is how you arrive at the numbers of orders. Aside that, we have what we call the reorder quantity. How do we compute our reorder quantity? It is our ordering costs multiplied by the number of orders. So I've calculated this first. That's why I arranged it in this order. You must have calculated your number of orders first for you to be able to calculate your reorder cost. Also, we have average inventory. How do we compute our average inventory? It is our order quantity divided by 2, just according to the word average, 2, that's into 2 medium. So for the holding cost, it is our inventory holding cost percentage multiplied by the purchase price, everything in bracket multiplied by the average inventory. So you must have computed your average inventory before you can arrive at your holding cost. Now, from this formula, you will notice that I asterisked the reorder cost and the holding cost. That is because these are the basic two things you need in order for you to arrive at your inventory cost, total inventory. I repeat, in order for you to arrive at your total inventory cost, you need your reorder cost and your holding cost. That is why I highlighted them in red. So that means you'll be adding whatsoever you have for your reorder cost and your holding cost to arrive at the inventory cost. Please, let's note that. We'll be seeing that from an illustration now. So example 1. Are we still together, please? Are we still together, and can we hear me?
Yes. Please, you
All
said
right.
the addition of reorder
The
cost
addition
and
of the reorder cost and the holding cost will give us the inventory cost, the total inventory cost.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. So now we'll be looking at an example, example 1. Let's quickly take that to our Excel sheets. Please, can you let me know if you can still see my screen? Can we still
Yes.
see the screen? All right, thank you. Okay, so our question says, Janice has demand for 40,000 decks per annum. Now, I want us to be breaking it down just as we are moving forward. Just as we are raising, immediately we read the questions, each line of the questions. Janice has demand for 40,000 decks per annum. Please, what is this 40,000 decks per annum? This 40,000 decks.
Annual demand.
Anybody? Thank you. Annual demand. Thank you. So the purchase price of each desk is $25. Already, this is explanatory. This is the purchase price. There are ordering cost of $20 for each order placed. I think this is also clear. This is the ordering cost per unit. Inventory holding cost amounts to 10% per annum of inventory value. Please, can anyone break what this statement is saying? Inventory holding cost amounts to 10% per annum of inventory value. Anybody?
Mm. Mm. That's 10% of the value of the inventory we are holding. I mean,
Thank you. So it is 10% of the inventory we are purchasing. That means that is 10% of the purchase price. Thank you, Olamide. You're very correct. So that's what the inventory holding cost that amounts to 10% represents. Please let's take notes. Now we're told to calculate the inventory cost per annum for the following order quantities and plot them on a graph. Basically, on the norms, ICAN will now ask you to do this, to plot on a graph. They'll just ask you. Basically, these are the things you will see. This first aspect of the question. So we're told to calculate the inventory cost per annum for the following order quantities. That is 500 units if we are ordering 750 units, if we are to order 1,000 units, if we are to order 1,250 units. Now, to do this, let's go to our Excel sheet and then let's solve example 1. Example 1. Janice, that's the name of the company. All right, so it's going to be computation of total inventory cost.
We can't see the Excel.
You can't see the Excel?
Yes.
Sorry. Probably I will have to stop sharing and share again. I thought we were seeing the Excel. Can we see the Excel now?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for calling my attention to that. So example 1, Janice, that's the name of the organization, and we're trying to compute computation of total inventory cost. So there are different ways you can do this. You can decide to do yours in tabular format to make it more easier, but let's just do it in a way that we will enjoy. That'll be much more easier for us. 500 units. That's the first unit. 500 units. So let's go back to the formula I showed us. In order to compute the total inventory cost, like I said we need the reorder cost and the holding cost. And before we can arrive at the reorder cost, we also need the number of orders. So let me bring this, let me cut this, let me screenshot this and bring it into our solution. Are we still together?
Yes.
yes.
All right, thank you. So for 500 units, first thing first, we need to get the numbers of orders. We need to get the numbers of orders. Number of order. Number of orders. So I might not be writing out those things we divided and we added. So numbers of orders is saying that to compute it, it's our annual demand divided by our order quantity. So what's our annual demand? 400, right? 400,000. That'll be 400.
40,000,
40,000.
right?
Yes, divided by the order quantity. What's the order quantity? The order quantity, we are ordering 500 units. Don't forget
500 units. Okay.
what it means. So that means this is 80 units for the numbers of orders, 80 units. Now we've calculated the number of orders. We need the reorder cost.
Wait, sorry. Oh, okay. Let's go.
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's all right. It's when they said the number of orders. Okay. Are
Yes.
we going to be putting it in unit, Abby?
Yes, it's in units. Yes, numbers of orders.
Okay.
So
All right.
orders is saying the number of quantity of inventory they demanded for. So that's what it means. Don't forget on the norms, your annual demand is in quantity 40,000 decks. That's why it's even in units decks. So it's saying that this is
Okay.
the total number
All
of
right.
decks. So for the reorder cost, the reorder cost says to compute is it's our ordering cost multiplied by a number of orders. So what's our ordering cost per unit from the question? We are doing it together, please. Ordering cost per unit. Don't forget, the question says there are ordering cost of $20
$20.
for each order place. It's going to be $20 multiplied by number of orders. We already know it's 80. This is our 80. That's 1/6. That's the ordering cost. That's 1,600. But I would love to put this at the side here. Let me make this bold. So for the next one, we have to compute our average inventory. And what's our average inventory saying? Our average inventory is saying that our order quantity divided by 2. And what's our order quantity? Are we still there? Are we still there?
Yes, our order quantity is 500 units.
Okay. It's going to be 500 divided by 2. That's 250. 250 units. Don't forget, this is in currency. I don't want to be using currency there. That's why I just. The next thing is our holding cost. Our holding cost. And according to the formula, our holding cost says to compute it is our inventory holding cost percentage times purchase price. That's going to be 10% from the question. Inventory holding cost amount to 10% per annum of inventory value, and our inventory value, that's our purchase price, is $25. So that will be 10% of 25,000 or $25 multiplied by our average inventory, which is 250. So let's go back to our Excel. That's going to be open bracket 10%. 10% of our purchase price is what? $25 from the question, multiplied by our average inventory, and our average inventory is 250 units. Let me cut it and bring it here. So our total inventory costs. So our total inventory cost is this. This for the first one for 50,000 units. Please, you understand it to this point for the first one? Do you understand it to this point?
Yes, I do.
So you do the
Yes.
same thing
Yes.
for. All right. So you do the same thing for all other units. So I might not be really saying much, but we can just keep looking at the screen. I might not be saying much
Um.
since it's something that we've done. Okay. You have something to say?
Um, I want to ask, like, is it that they always give us like that holding cost as a percentage of something? Like, what if they give us that? Let's say the holding cost
If they,
is
if
$30.
they give if they give it to you, then you just use the $30 to multiply your average inventory. That's all. It's
Your
just to
most of
make
the
it more tricky.
Okay, I get.
Did
All
you
right, thank you.
did you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I get.
They
I
just
get.
they just want to make it more tricky and make it confusing. That's why you have that percentage. It can be given to you directly. The figure can be given to you directly.
So just multiply by
Just
the
exactly by the average inventory.
average inventory. All
Get
right.
your all right. So for 750, you do the same thing. So it's going to be our 40,000 divided by 750. We get this. Let me put it to two decimal places. Still going to be units. Let me copy this so it can be for the reorder quantity. For the reorder quantity is going to be our ordering cost, which is what? Our ordering cost is 20 times numbers of orders. Take it to two decimal places. The second one, average inventory, is basically going to be 750. That's it. The order, the number of inventory we are ordering divided by 2.
375.
Yes, thank you. So for the holding costs, is somebody trying to ask a question?
No. Don't worry. No.
Okay. So for the holding cost, it's going to be 10%, 10% of 25 naira multiplied by average inventory. Just do the same for this. Well, basically, let's take this to one decimal place so it can be obvious for us what we are doing. For the next one, C, 1,000 units. We do the same thing we've done. We do the same thing we've done. So numbers of orders is going to be 40,000 divided by 1,000. That's the numbers we are ordering for. That's 40,000, 40 units. So the ordering cost is going to be this, right? Multiplied by $20, 800. So for this, it's going to be 1,000 divided by 2. For our holding costs, yes, so this is correct. This is for this. So for the last one, for the last order, it's going to be 40,000 divided by 1,250. It gives us this. The reorder quantity, I think it's correct. Yes, it has calculated on its own. The inventory is going to be 1,250 divided by 2. So basically, this is what it is. So that's it for all the 4 quantities being ordered. That is, the orders are being placed for. Now, from what we've gotten, which one is cost effective here? Which of the orders we are making is cost effective? Are we still together?
Yes.
So which of the units, the orders we are making is more cost effective? For 500 units, we have $2,225. For 750 units, we have $2,004. For 1,000 units, we have $2,050. For 1,250 units, we have 2,203 units, $203, which is more cost effective here.
The 750 units.
Thank
Right.
you. So thank you. So the 750 units is more cost effective. So if we are to make a choice of the quantity to order to place an order for, it's going to be 750 units. Now there was something I was like before. I wanted to understand what I was explaining. The more the order, like I said, the more the order, the higher the inventory cost. Take note, see. The more the order, the higher the inventory costs.
I can't see the screen again.
Can you still see my screen?
No.
Can others see my screen?
No.
Okay. Is it the network? Let me stop sharing and share again. What about now?
Yes.
It's up, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Okay. Okay. So I was explaining something. I said the more the order, the higher the order, the higher the inventory cost. Sorry, the reorder cost. The higher the reorder cost. See, 80 were ordered here for these 500 units. 80 were ordered. We had a reorder cost of 1.6. Now, because they ordered less for this, they ordered 53 units, you will see that the reorder cost reduced compared to what we had here when it was 80 units, when it was 53, it reduced. Justifies our explanation. When it was 40, it reduced to 800. When it was 32, it reduced to 6,400. But now the disadvantage of this is that the more you order, the more your inventory, your holding costs. Sorry, I meant to say the more you order, the lower the inventory cost. Please, do we understand? Do you understand what I explained about this? When the number of orders is high, the reorder cost becomes high. When it is low, it reduces.
Yes. Yes.
That one is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to justify the holding cost. I'm coming. I want to see this. Okay. Okay. So the lower the order, the higher the holding cost. The lower the order, the higher the holding cost. But the higher the, what do you call it? The reorder quantity. The order quantity, the higher the holding cost. Sorry, I don't want to confuse us. The higher the order quantity, this is what I mean by the order quantity. We computed for 500 units, right? We computed for 750 units. We computed for 1,000 units. We computed for 1,250 units. Now, the higher the units that is being ordered, I'm not talking about the numbers of orders. I'm talking about the order quantity. The order quantity. Look at the question. The question says calculate the inventory cost per annum for the following order quantity. The order quantity is different from the number of orders. So the higher the order quantity, the higher the inventory cost. Is it correct? It's not even justified. It's not really correct. Okay, I'm talking about the holding cost. Sorry to say the holding cost. So the more you order, the more you have to spend on storing those goods. Sorry, that was what I was trying to. That was what I was trying to explain. The holding cost. So the more the order, the higher the holding costs. If you see, for 1,250 units, we incur the cost of 1,563. But when the goods, the inventory we ordered, the order quantity reduced to 1,000. The holding cost reduced to 1,250. when we made an order quantity of 750, it reduced to 938. When we made an order quantity of 500, it reduced to 6225. Is it clear now? I hope I'm not confusing us anymore.
No.
All right. So let me quickly do the recap of what I explained so that we can get it. So the lower the numbers of orders, the lower the what do we call it? So the lower the numbers of orders, the higher the reorder cost. Yes. The lower the numbers of orders, the lower the reorder cost. The higher the numbers of orders, the higher the reorder. Do we get it? Then the higher the
Yes.
order quantity, the higher the inventory cost.
The holding cost.
The holding cost. We get that. So the higher the order quantity, the higher the holding cost. The higher the number of orders, the higher the reorder cost. Yes. So that's it basically. That's the explanation of what we just computed. Please, is it clear? And do we have any question on that? Do you have any question on that, or we can proceed?
No question for now.
All right. So basically now we'll be looking at the EOQ formula itself. A more accurate and time-saving way to find the EOQ is to use the formula that will be provided for you in the exam, of course. And the formula is the EOQ equal to square root of 2 times the ordering cost multiplied by the annual demand, that's D, divided by the holding cost, that's CH. So you can see it here. CO is the fixed cost per order, where D is the annual demand, where CH is the stock holding cost per unit per annum, as the cost of holding inventory. Now we're told for the information given in example 1, use the EOQ formula to calculate the economic order quantity. Can we see? Use the EOQ formula to calculate the economic order quantity. B, calculate the total inventory cost for this order quantity. So we'll do that now. We'll be using the same example we've treated to calculate the EOQ using the formula. So what's our formula? Let's bring it in. Let's quickly bring it in. So this is our formula for EOQ. And from the question, we're told to calculate the EOQ. We are told to use the EOQ formula to calculate the EOQ, the economy order quantity. Okay, so it's going to be EOQ equal to square root. Where's my square root on my PC? Oh yeah, please, let's use our calculator. Abi would have calculator. Abi would have calculator. I want to put the square root,
Yes, calculator.
but that symbol, getting that square root symbol on the PC, it's a challenge. But first, let me write out what you are going to input in your calculator. So it's going to be 2 multiplied by, what's your CO? That's your ordering cost per unit. Let's go back to the question. Our ordering cost, we're told that there are ordering costs of $20. So it's going to be 20. Go back to this, 20 times D. D is our annual demand. It is 40,000. Divided by our holding cost per unit. Don't forget, our holding cost per unit is going to be basically, let me do it somewhere here. So it's going to be 10%. 10% is the same thing as 0.1. 10% of 25 naira. That's the purchasing price, the purchase price. So that's 2.5. So divided by 2.5. Do we get it, please? So everything should be all squared, or everything should be roots. Should have a root. Should be in a root sign. Can we punch this in our calculator and then give me the figure, the answer?
2 times 20 times 40 divided by 2. My calculator is not good though.
What happened to it?
I'm not seeing the screen very well. Is it calculator? Let me use my other phone.
All right. I don't have the calculator with me here.
2 times 20 times 40,000 divided by 2.5. 16,000.
16,000.
So if you now square it, that will be
Yes, okay, square it.
what is
16,000.
this phone or the guess square root? The square will be that should be 40,000. No, I don't know. I'm not getting it. I just know that the answer is 16,000. So how do you square it?
AY, do you have calculator? Okay, let me quickly. You guys should give me a minute to get calculator.
Which food? Rice, koyam. On the food. No, anyone.
Has anybody got it?
20.
So what you do is you press that your stuff that looks like root sign now. You press it.
2.5.
So it will be 2 times 20 times your 40,000. All
Okay.
2.5. So it's 800
Okay.
units.
Yes. 800. Let me fuck up. Let me do mistake.
So it's 800 units for
Yes,
A.
yes.
This is for the A part of the question. So we are good to go. We've gotten this. AY, hope you got it. You got it right?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to hear from you because
Okay.
I did this first without putting the square root, so I got 800.
Okay.
But if you are putting the square root first, you get a different answer.
Okay.
So I wanted to be sure which was the correct way.
Actually, what kind of calculator are you using?
Sorry, wait, you did it. Sorry,
Yes.
you did it with the scale
If you do
directly.
it with the square root directly, if you put
Okay, you
everything
put
under the
everything
square,
under the
all
scale.
the to
Okay,
divided by 2, you get a different answer. But if you are doing it out,
no. Are you
You
sure?
actually get you actually get the correct answer. That's what I was asking. Is it the Casio
What
FX 991
did you,
ES Plus calculator you are using? What kind of calculator are you using? Is it your phone calculator or normal calculator?
it's Casio, normal calculator.
Plus, Abi.
so what did you get?
800, right?
Maybe I'm the one who do it.
No. You said you got 800 units, right?
When I got 800, it was me doing 2 times 20 divided by 40, time multiplied by 40,000. Then I got 1,000 divided by 2.5. So that I got 640 at that point. So
Yes.
what I did was the square root of that 640. That gave me 800 units.
It's correct now.
I kept the 640 towards the end. That's what I'm saying. I kept the square roots towards the end. If
It's
I
still
do
the
it
same
from
thing.
the beginning, put in
Yeah.
the square roots, I'm not
She's
getting
correct.
800.
Abi,
But what she was saying was that if you had used the square roots immediately, that you will be getting another answer. Actually, it's possible for you to do that if you were using this Casio I'm talking about. there's this square root sign. Use this, first of all, press the square root sign. Then you will see something that looks like two box with division
Yes,
sign.
yes.
Press the
Maybe
division sign, that's box inside. Then press the whole thing. It will make it more easier for you.
Bro Joseph,
I can
maybe
hear you.
maybe she did what's it called, the square root for the numerator alone. There's this calculator that used to confuse that you just do the square root for the numerator alone.
Yes.
Okay,
That's why I
that's
was
it.
asking the calculator. That's why I was asking if you were using plus Casio calculator.
Yeah,
Okay, why?
there's this calculator that will give you square root for both numerator and denominator.
Denominator, of course, exactly. So, but I just want to believe that we got this right so that we won't be confused when we get to the exams or probably if we come across a question like this. Okay, so that's for the EOQ. We've gotten the EOQ. The B part is saying that we should do what? It's saying that calculate inventory costs for this other quantity. So it's going to be computation of total.
Your
I can see
screen.
your
You
screen.
can't see it again.
Okay. Thank you for calling my attention. No, I didn't even know. Let me stop sharing and reshare. I don't know why it keeps stop sharing. What about now? Is it up now?
Yes,
All right,
Yes,
yes,
thank you.
yes.
yes.
All right, thank you. So we are doing the B part. It says that we should calculate the total inventory cost for this order quantity. So it's something we've done before already. So I believe we can do it. Let's attempt it from my end before I solve to be sure that we've been following. So this is what it's saying. It's saying that this quantity we've gotten, this quantity, this 800, we should use it to calculate the total inventory costs. Do we understand that, or I need to explain further? It's saying that the 800 units we got now, we should use it to calculate the total inventory cost. Do we understand why I should explain further?
Like, is it going to be like the first question we answered, right?
Yes, it's exactly the same thing as what was answered. So now this is one thing I want you guys to understand. The question we answered earlier, you see what they said? They said calculate the inventory cost per annum for the following order quantities. Order quantity means EOQ. These are all the EOQs we're given in this question.
Yes, they give us EOQ direct.
Already, yes, you are not told to calculate it yourself. So now, but now we're told to calculate the EOQ ourselves. Then after we've calculated the EOQ, we're not told to compute what we did here. How we got those first answers. That's exactly what they're saying now. So I believe it's clear now, and we can attempt it. Let's try it out. I will wait for our answers before we solve together, just to be sure we got it. We have 1 minute, oh. Shouldn't be that difficult since we've. Or let me go back and show. We can shall see the formula. We can see the formula, right? So the formula should be able to guide us, even if you are finding it challenging. You can use the formula here. It's here. I didn't take it out so that we can use it to attempt it. Are we still there?
Yes.
It's already 1 minute, oh. It's already 1 minute. It's already 1 minute. So what's our answer? What's our answer? Are we there? Are we still there?
Yes, so we are
Yes,
there.
Okay, what's your answers?
I got 2,000 as the total inventory cost.
2,000. Okay, I guess you should be correct. What about your Lamide?
Uh, man, I'm just the thing is I'm not with pen, so I'm just cracking.
No problem,
I'm
no problem.
I'm almost.
I understand.
I mean,
Then should we continue?
sorry.
Or we should still wait for you to provide your answer?
Let's continue. No, I'm not attending from home. Like I'm outside. That's
Oh,
why
oh, oh, oh,
I just
oh,
need
oh.
to
I
attend the class.
yourself.
Welcome, Temitope. You missed the class earlier. Or you didn't start with us.
Serious. Like I set my alarm. I don't know. I
Yes,
was
sir.
thinking 2 o'clock is 3 o'clock. So sorry. Just waking up to see that this is actually 3, not 2.
It's fine. Sorry about that. You're welcome. You can still catch up. So let me just explain the course of view a bit. So we've been tracing inventory all this while. So I'll just do a quick recap. And to calculate inventory inventory is a part of our working capital. Like I told you, the working capital comprises of all the current assets and the current liability. And one of the current assets is our inventory. As such, we treated the inventory on how to calculate the inventory costs incurred.
Oh, she's in the.
And in order for you to arrive at the inventory cost incurred, you need to compute your reorder cost and your holding cost. Reorder cost and your holding cost. In order for you to compute your reorder cost, you need to know how to compute your number of orders. That's the first thing first. Then whatever you've gotten from your number of orders will lead you to your reorder cost. Then for you to compute your holding cost, you need to be able to compute your average cost, your average inventory, because your average inventory will assist you in arriving at your holding cost. And once you've gotten your holding cost and your reorder cost, the addition of both of it will give you your total inventory cost. Basically, that's what we've touched so far. And the EOQ, I guess you've known this EOQ from school, of course, one way or the other, from costing and management accounting. So your EOQ is your square root of your 2 multiplied by your ordering cost multiplied by your annual demand, all divided by your holding cost. So the EOQ is saying that what is that number of order we need to place in order for us to minimize costs when it comes to inventory ordering. What is that number of order we need to place in an order to be able to minimize cost? And now from the example we've treated, we got 800 units as the economic order quantity. I believe you can compute this, Temitope, right? You can compute the
Yes,
EOQ with the
yes,
formula we've given,
yes.
right? Okay, okay. So now proceeding to the second part of the question, we're told to use that EOQ we've gotten, told to use it to calculate the total inventory. So like I said, to get your total inventory cost, you need to calculate your reorder cost. And to calculate your reorder cost, you need your number of orders. And our numbers of orders as a formula, this is a formula here. Number of orders equal to annual demand divided by our order quantity. Please, can we still see my screen? Hope it's not gone.
I can still see the
Okay,
screen.
so our numbers of orders are annual divided by our order quantity. So now let's go back to our question. So it's going to be equal to, what's our annual demand? Our annual demand from our question is 40,000 decks. I'm actually doing it this way because I just come to meet up. I just hope you'll be able to catch up. 40,000 divided by order quantity. Our order quantity is what? What's our order quantity? AY, should be you computed it now. What's our order quantity?
800, 800 units.
Thank you, Virgin. So the order quantity is usually the EOQ. For another word for it is your economy order quantity. So divided by this, so we have 50,000 units. So that means the total number of orders placed is 50 units. Now the reorder cost, in order for you to calculate your reorder cost, there's also a formula for it. Your reorder cost is your ordering cost multiplied by the numbers of orders. And what's our ordering cost per unit? Look at the question. The question says that they are ordering cost of $20 for each order placed. So it's going to be $20 multiplied by the numbers of orders. $20, that's the order cost per unit multiplied by the numbers of orders. That was how we arrive at 1,000 you see here. So for the second part, we need to compute our average inventory. And our average inventory, according to the formula, is our order quantity divided by 2, according to the word average. And what's our order quantity? Like I said, the order quantity is another word for EOQ. That's 800. 800 divided by 2 gives us 400. Then we need to compute our holding cost. What's our holding cost? Our holding cost is just like the way you calculated your other cost. It's going to be your average inventory multiplied by, open brackets, the inventory holding cost percentage multiplied by the purchase price. If you see from the question is saying that inventory holding cost amount to 10% per annum of inventory value. Inventory value means the purchase price. That's another word for it. So it's saying that 10% of 25 naira or $25 multiplied by our average inventory gave us our holding cost. Do you get it to that point?
Maybe when I take my time to look at it again.
All right. So addition of both of it, of our reorder cost and our holding cost, will give us our total inventory cost, which is 2,000. So that's basically what that question is asking us to do. Olamide, did you get it? It's clear, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So for the next part of it, we'll be looking at quantity discount. So sometimes an organization can be given discounts by the suppliers. Maybe, for instance, you want to buy a particular quantity of inventory in bulk. Now, the suppliers can decide to give you a discount for that order you are making. That is where quantity discounts come in. So you will not be paying the normal purchase price, the actual purchase price, initial purchase price. It will be at a discount price. Now, there are formulas or steps in doing this. First of all, you need to calculate the EOQ. I'm trying to be fast because of our time. First of all, you need to calculate the EOQ, ignoring the discount. Secondly, if it is below the quantity which must be ordered to obtain discount, calculate total annual inventory cost. Thirdly, recalculate total annual inventory cost using the order size required to just obtain the discount. Fourthly, compare the cost of step 2 and step 3 with the saving from discount and select the minimum cost alternative. Step 5, repeat for all discount level. Forget all this story that they are saying. All you just have to do is to first of all compute your EOQ whenever you are given any question that deals with discounts. First of all, compute your EOQ. Once you've computed your EOQ, calculate the inventory cost for your EOQ. Once you've calculated the inventory cost, then you need to calculate your purchase price. Add your purchase price to the inventory. You know, from all what we've been doing, we've not been adding purchase costs, right? We've not been adding purchase costs to all what we've been doing. Please, are we still together?
Yes.
From
Yes.
all what we've been doing, we've only been adding reorder cost, holding cost to arrive at the inventory cost. Now, in order for you to get your total cost is different from your total inventory cost. Total cost, you need to add your purchase cost. Purchase cost is different from purchase price. Purchase price is saying price per unit. Purchase cost is the total cost. The total cost, that's the price per unit multiplied by the total quantity you ordered together. That is what will give you a purchase cost. So now what this quantity discount process is saying is that, first of all, we need to calculate our EOQ. Once we've calculated our EOQ, we need to calculate this inventory cost for the EOQ. Once we've calculated the inventory cost for the EOQ, we need to calculate the purchase cost for the EOQ. Now, once we've gotten the purchase cost for the EOQ, we have to add our inventory cost for the EOQ to the purchase cost for the EOQ. That is for the EOQ aspect. Now you will now go to the discount, the numbers of orders to be placed, something like this, and zero when you order from 0 to less than 5,000. You will now do for all order levels of quantity. The same process you just did now. But don't forget, taking into cognizance this discount rate given here. Now we'll understand it better. Let's look at this example to be able to explain this better for better understanding. So we are looking at example 3. We are looking at example 3. Example 3. So for example 3, let me just put it this quantity discount. Can we still see my screen? I just want to be sure so that I won't just be solving and
Yes.
right. Thank you. So
Yes.
look at the question. The question says for the information given in example 1, the supplier now offers us discounts on purchase price as follows. I'm repeating the question. For the information given in example 1, the supplier now offers us discounts on purchase price as follows. Order quantity, whenever the quantity is from 0 to 4,999. Hope you understand that that's what this means, the first line. So it's saying that 0 to lesser than 5,000, that's any quantity within the range of 0 to 4,999. There is 0% discount on the purchase price. That is what this is saying. Now, any other quantity within 5,000 but lesser than 10,000, that is any quantity between 5,000 to 9,999, will be given a discount on the purchase price for 1%. Then any other cost from 10,000 or over or above 10,000 will be given a discount of 1.5%. We're told to calculate the EOQ, the economic order quantity. Now, like I told you, the first step is to do what? Let me just put it here so that we can easily pick it when I'm sharing the Excel file. Step 1. The first thing is to calculate what? Step 1. Calculate EOQ. That's the first step. Step 2. The step will be more than what they wrote in the pack. I just want us to understand it better. Calculate inventory cost for EOQ. Or we don't need these steps.
We need it to.
So for the third step, once you've calculated EOQ, you need to calculate the purchase cost. Step 4. Compute the total cost. Step 5. Repeat step 1 to 4 for each level of order, taking into consideration the discount offered. I guess this is clear enough on what to do. So the first step, we need to calculate the EOQ. We don't need to stress ourselves. Don't forget we're using example 1, right? We've already done that here. So let's just, you guys will pardon me. I'm very lazy. Let's just pick what we have here. Let's assume we've done the, in fact, no. Let's assume we've done the step 1. Let me paste. We've calculated the EOQ now from this. Step 2, we've calculated the inventory cost for the EOQ, yes, 2,000. Step 3, we are told to calculate the purchase cost. So instead of closing this in this case, closing the bracket sign, can we still see my screen, please?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So instead of closing this, we'd have to close it. So we'll just go directly
Yes.
purchase cost. Purchase cost. Thank you, Olandi. So purchase cost. So the purchase cost is going to basically be the numbers of orders, the number of orders made, the annual demand, sorry to say. So the purchase cost is going to be the annual demand multiplied by the purchase price. Please take note because I didn't put it in the material. We can write it somewhere. So it's going to be annual demand. Let's go back to the question. 40,000, that's the annual demand per year will be demanded, and the purchase price is $25. So it's going to be 40,000 multiplied by $25. That's the purchase cost. Now, summation of both of it. Summation of both of it gives us this. Should I? Okay, let me make this like this. Yes. This will give us total cost. Is it clear to this point, or I'm too fast? Is it clear to this point?
I
Yes.
think you are a bit fast.
Where did you lost should I call it focus, or where did you start becoming a challenge for you, so that I can repeat that area?
The computation of total inventory cost.
But you got the number of orders, right?
Well,
Okay,
okay, I think the number of orders, was it stated in the question? Because I can't find it there.
it's not stated in the question. There's a formula for you to compute the number of orders. So don't
Is
forget, in
it
order for you to,
everything is
the reason why,
a repetition of everything that was done in number one that you just
yes,
got down?
exactly, yes, because we're using the same example, but there was an addition now. Now we're giving discounts, unlike before, there was no discount in the question. But now there's a constant discount in the question. So once you inculcate that in the question, do you get that? Do you get that, Ewan? Temitope?
Okay, just continue. I think I will catch up later when I look at it very well.
All right. So this is the amount for the EOQ. So the next thing, according to the step I told you guys that you should repeat step 1 to step 4 for each level of order, taking into consideration the discounts offered. Now, let's go back to the question. The question said that if we order from 0 to 4,999, we'll be giving 0% discount. And that is exactly what has happened to our order quantity. Our order quantity was 800. So it's within this first range. So we are giving 0% discount. But for the second one, now we now decided to order more than 800 units. We now assume, okay, we order 5,000. We are just assuming, please take notes. That's what you do in your exam, because it's just like you assuming a particular, they didn't give you a specific quantity on it. They just told that if you order between 5,000 to 9,099, you'll be given 1%. So we are taking the first number from that range. So 5,000 now, let's assume we ordered 5,000 units. So when we order 5,000 units, what will be the next thing to do? We will have to just compute. See me, I said step 1 to, it's not step 1 to, it's supposed to be step 2. Please take note, it's going to be step 2, not step 1. Step 1 has already been computed. Once you pick one of this order quantity here, that means you've gotten your EOQ that we computed here. So already we've picked 5,000 units. That's the EOQ for this question. So the next thing for us to do is to come directly to this stage of the process of the steps. Please, do we get that? Do we get what I just explained now? Are we getting that?
Trying to.
So
No,
which
for
area,
me, but I think I will catch up later.
where exactly are you finding it challenging? So I can come back.
So you mean you are starting this, like you change, you are going to start it from two, right?
What do you say?
So we are going to start from step two, right?
Yes, step two instead of step one. Because now, whatsoever quantity, other quantity you pick, when we started there, like I told you that another name for other quantity is EOQ,
EOQ.
economic
Okay,
order
okay,
quantity.
I
Yes.
get
So
now. I
now
get now.
we
Now
were
we are
not
picking
told
that
that
first one, 5,000.
exactly. Thank you. Because
Yes,
now this criteria
that
is
five
saying that
thousand is our EOQ now.
exactly that's the EOQ now. So
All
we don't
right,
have to compute
all right,
EOQ anymore because the question is saying that
all right.
if we order between 5,000 to 9,900, that's lesser than 10,000, we'll be giving a 1% discount. Now, to me and you, if I may ask, why will you not go and order 10,000 when if you order 5,000, the lowest? You know that ordering costs, of course, whenever you order more, the higher the ordering cost. The explanation was given earlier that you will incur more ordering cost. The higher the number
Yes,
of order, the higher the ordering cost. So why order more when you know that for 5,000 you still get the same 1%? So that's why we just decided to go with 5,000, the first quantity on that level, on that range.
all right.
Now we now have to compute what we call it, the inventory cost. Not
Yes,
even I'm supposed to change this to total cost, not inventory cost anymore. Same thing for the first one. All right, so the first thing, numbers of orders. What's the total? Let's go back to the main question itself. What's the total annual demand? 40,000. So numbers of orders is going to be 40,000 divided by our EOQ is 5,000. That's the number order quantity, 5,000. So we have 8 units. Our reorder quantity has calculated automatically. Don't forget the reorder cost is basically going to be our number of orders, 8 times the ordering cost per unit. That's $20 from the question. So that's how we arrive at $160 here. $160 here. So for our average inventory is simply our order quantity divided by 2. And what's our order quantity? Our order quantity is 5,000. Don't forget 5,000 units. So it's going to be 5,000 divided by 2 since we are treating average. So we have 25. And basically automatically our holding cost will be 10% from our question. We're told that inventory holding cost amounts to 10% per annum of inventory value. So that's 10% of 25 naira, $25. Don't forget, I said the inventory value is something as a purchase price multiplied by the average inventory. That's basically the formula for computing your holding cost. So, and that is 6,250. Addition of both 6,250 and 160 will give us $6,410. And that will represent our inventory cost. Now we've gotten our inventory cost. We need to calculate our purchase cost for these 5,000 units. Now, this is where the discounts will work. Don't forget, on the norms, our purchase cost should be what? It should be our annual demand, 40,000. Multiply by what? By the purchase price, right? Are we still together, please? Can we still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, please. Are we getting the explanation I'm making? On the norms, our purchase cost should be our annual demand multiplied by
Annual
the purchase
demand
price, just as we did.
multiplied by purchase
Yes,
price.
yes, just as we
Yeah.
did for the EOQ for the first step we took. But this time around, it will not just be $25 because we've been given a discount of 1%. Go and check. Let's go back to the question. If we order from the range of 5,000 to 9,999, we were giving 1% discount. So 1% minus 100% will give us what? 1% minus 100 minus 1% will give us what? 100% minus 1% will give us what? Are we still together?
99%.
Thank you. So it's going to be 99% times $25. That's our answer. Is there any question on what we just did? Let me re-explain again. Or we understand it. Temitope, do you get this? Do you get what we just did now? Oh, she's not online anymore. Olamide, do you get it? Do you get what we just did? Why can you hear me? Because I'm not getting your response.
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Okay. But you got what I did, right? You got what we did.
Yes, we applied the discount that was given, and the discount of
Okay.
1% was given. So you take the 1% given. So that's 100% minus 1%. So we are applying the
Yes.
99% with the actual formula, which is of annual
Purchase
demand
cost.
multiplied by
Yes.
purchase price, then multiplied by the
Price. Thank
99%. Yes, I understand.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. That's basically it. We've applied the discount to it. So that would then be addition of both the inventory cost, that's the 6,410 plus 990,000 gives us this as the total cost. That's for this level of inventory. Then now we're told that from 10,000 or over above, we'll be given a discount of 1.5%. So we'll just have to do the same thing this time around. So it's going to be 10,000 units. So when it is 10,000 units, you just do the same process. Same process. Nothing too different about it. Let's take this out. Let's take this out. Or no, control Z. Let's leave this. Let's leave this first. So for this number of orders, so it's going to be 40,000. That's the annual demand divided by the order quantity 10,000. That will give us 4 units. Already, this automatically computes itself 20,000, $20 times 4 units. For the average quantity is going to be 10,000. Don't forget, this time around is 10,000 divided by 2 gives us 5,000. Automatically, the holding cost computes itself because there's formula there. Addition of both of it gives us 12,580. And then for the purchase cost, is going to be 4,000, 40,000, the annual demand multiplied by open bracket. Now, this time it's not going to be 99. It's going to be 100% minus 1.5%, which will give us what? Because the discount is 1.5%. Once it is
98, 98.5.
thank you, 98.5%
Okay.
times the purchase price. You got it, Abi Olamide.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I get.
So that's what it simply means. So addition of the inventory cost and the purchase cost gave us $997,580. So this is total cost. Now from these three quantity, from these three levels, which of it is advisable that we make order for as an organization if we want to minimize costs? Which is more advisable? Let me reduce the size a bit. For 10,000 units, we have 997,580. For 5,000 units, we have 996,410. For 800 units, we have 1,002,000. So, which is more cost effective?
5,000.
Thank you. So, 5,000. So, that's basically what you go for if you have been asking the question to choose which quantity is more cost effective. Now, there is something here which we are not doing. So I just want to give us as an assignment because ICAN can be crazy. So there's something we call buffer and safety inventory. If you can touch these aspects, you are good to go on inventory. So I'm giving us that assignment to go and do it on our own. Buffer and safety inventory. So there's something we call buffer and according to the word safety inventory. Most times, many organizations will keep inventory in stock ahead of demand from customers. And along the line, some of this inventory in stock might not be enough to meet demands. Now, this will result in loss in the operation of that business. Now, what organizations are meant to do to curb this issue of being out of stock is what we call keeping of buffer stock or buffer inventory, or you call it safety inventory. According to the name safety, these are inventory, extra units of inventory that are held throughout the year So according to the word safety, just for the organization to be on the safer side, that okay, on and on, we budgeted that our customers will be demanding not more than 40,000 throughout the whole year. Now we now have extra 1,000 in case if there are extra demands. That extra unit of inventory that you keep in stock is what we call safety demand. And how do you treat this safety or buffer stock whenever you are given in a question? What you need to simply do is to pick that safety or buffer inventory, add it to your holding cost. That's just what you have to do. Do we get that? You pick the buffer stock that you're given in your question, add it to your holding cost. That means add it to this holding cost you've computed. This one, for instance, now add that figure to this figure, this 12,500. If you are giving buffer stock, add it to your holding cost. That's all. And then you compute for your total inventory cost. Do we get that? Is it clear at all?
So you are saying that if we are giving buffer or safety inventory,
Yes.
we should add it to our
Holding cost.
holding cost.
Yes.
So are we going to be giving directly, or is there any calculation that
It,
is
there
that we ought
might
to do
there
before?
might be calculation depending on how the question is being structured. Well, I'll give an assignment. I don't have the question for an assignment here, but roughly you can go back to your study pack, to your ICAN pack. In fact, the first aspect of this inventory that was treated in the ICAN pack has a question on buffer and safety stock.
Okay.
That's how I us the assignment because I know if I give us everything, we won't go back to read the material. So let's just go back. Let's do ourselves. Go through the pain of going back to your pack. The best way you can really pass this exam is after you've seen this thing I've said here, go back to the pack. Even when I make mistakes, you can go back there and see what is written in the pack yourself. Then treat it, go along with it. There are some things that I might not be able to touch here that will be in that pack that you need to touch. That's why I always advise that the first material you should always read for the ICAN exams is your ICAN pack. Then you can go back to any other material you have. So just go back to the material. Olamide, are you laughing?
No, no,
Go
no, it's
back,
all right, sir.
go, to, go back to the material and read beyond. Why do you get that, please?
Yes, I do. I'll just go back to check to read on more on it from the study pack. Yeah.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing to do. Now
Okay.
that's basically all on what do you call it, the inventory aspect of working capital management. Now, I told us earlier that there are two basic approach to controlling what we call the inventory level in an organization. The first one is with the usage of the economic order concept, which we've looked at. The second one, which we spoke about while we're introducing the topic, is what we call the just-in-time system. Just-in-time system, just like the name, it's not one difficult. That's why I can exam self. You just need to use your understanding. You don't need to know how many definition, or maybe because you've read this definition, you want to pour it back. Just use your own understanding of that word to dish it back to them and give it back. That's all it demands from you. So according to the name, just in time. So this system is a system whereby a particular little quantity of inventory is being kept in stock only when demand is being made for those goods. So what this is saying is that organizations will only produce a particular quantity of goods only when demand is made for those goods. Please, is it clear at all? Is it clear at all? An organization will only produce certain numbers of goods upon demand for those goods. That's what just in time is saying, just in time system. So the essence of the just in time system is to reduce the level of inventory an organization has in stock. So instead of the organization having several goods being produced in the organization and they then store those goods in the stock. Now, what that means is that the organization has tied up cash in form of inventory, in form of goods in stock, and that in a way will affect the operation of the organization. Earlier when we started the explanation of working capital management, we said that there are two major purposes for which every organization will try to manage their working capital. And what are those purposes? One of it is for profitability, and secondly for liquidity. Those are the two major reasons why every organization manages their working. And one way an organization can increase their liquidity. Whenever we hear the word liquidity, I'm very sure we all know what it means. It means that the organization can be able, has enough cash to be able to pay its short-term liabilities as they fall due. Now, one way an organization can do this is to manage its inventory. And the organization does that by implementing this just-in-time system. So only when customers come to the organizations that, okay, company ABC, we need 10,000 units of your products. Produce it for us. That is when company ABC will go back and manufacture that exact 10,000 units. It won't be beyond 10,000 units. That's what just-in-time system is saying. So in this kind of system, organizations really have inventory at all. They really have inventory at all. But on a norms, is this possible in an organization? Is it really possible in reality? Of course, it's not. It's not really for you to maintain this just in time. Because on the norms, when you see every organizations preparing their financial statements, you always see inventory at on the face of the financial statement, financial position. So this system hardly holds. But for some organizations, it depends on the type of organization. The system holds, it holds. So productions are made only upon demand. So you can say this just-in-time system, it touches three aspects. The aspect of finished goods, when organizations produce finished goods. The aspect of work in progress. And lastly, the aspect of raw materials. Now, there are certain conditions that must exist in order for this just-in-time system to be effective. Then here, you can see them from our material here. Because of our time, I won't be explaining. Please, you can see them here. You can read up on these conditions that can allow for just-in-time system to be effective in every organization. Please, do we understand this? Is there any question at all from what we've touched so far on just-in-time system? Any question?
No
Lamne, do you have any
question.
question?
This will
All right.
No, I'm fine, fine.
All right. All right. So, in the absence of any question, we are done today, but maybe, probably, should we introduce the next topic? Should we, or
What do
just
you
call
say?
it a day? I said, should we introduce the next topic or just call it a day for the next class then?
Uh, I don't know, but I'll say because I told you I'm not at home, though. I can't be the one
Okay.
to decide, So I'm okay now for the day. Sure.
Okay, AY.
you
Why should we
can
just call it?
you can just call it a day because people Tokpa is not on the group again. So that
All right.
it looks like she was confused because we started before her.
Hopefully,
So
but hopefully, I will try my best to see how I can end this video, this recorded session for I can send it. It's just the data. That's the data. But I will say I can send it to us.
all right, no problem. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you very much for joining. And also, I will try to get past questions on this topic so we can treat. I will send it to us also.
All right,
Right.
thank you so
For joining.
much.
Have a
Thank you.